a location in the Nevada desert, made famous by actual fields of gold-rich ore. Welcome to Goldfield, Nevada. This was once the largest city in Nevada and one of the most famous places in the American West. The lifestyles were said to be luxury beyond your wildest dreams. But in Goldfield, the lawless and the bandits and the miners shared the same streets as the wealthy. Now we're headed out towards the mining district of Goldfield, and that's what we're going to share with you today. The Florence mine claim was one of the Goldfield's most famous, bringing in $650,000 in gold profit. By today's standards, that would be more than $44 million, and that is quite the payload. Welcome everyone to Weekend Escapades. We are in Goldfield, Nevada. We are off the main streets, and you won't believe what we found on this adventure. Now the mines in Goldfield ran 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, turning eager prospectors into millionaires almost overnight. Most of the major mining claims in Goldfield were discovered between 1902 and 1904. There's a tremendous amount of old miner shacks. So we're going to walk through these miner shacks real quick and see what's here. Because these are the things you don't see on the main road. You've got to get off and traipse through the dirt with all the critters. You can see that was an old miner shack there. And it goes down in the ground. So this one had like a roof and a wall to it, but it was dug down a little bit. Just like this one over here. You can see it's just a lot of old nails and wood on the ground. And there's the hole where it was built over right there and just blown down. Right over there, some classic cars rusting in the desert. I'm gonna get closer to those and see what those are as well. There's a couple of them still standing. And they build them out of wood. They start falling down, and on the windy side of the shack, they start putting tin to hold the darn things up. And eventually, these towns just dry up and they have no money and no revenue coming in, so they just move out of these miner shacks and move on to the next town. And that's what you got left. An old door swinging on a building that's fallen down. This one's the most intact right here. And everything's fallen down around it. But it's still here. Had a little window right there. Hey, we always find one. There's the bed frame. Ghost town bed frame. Every town we find a bed frame either thrown outside of the building or inside the building. They never take them with them. Found the stovepipe that fell off the roof. There was another backside to this cabin here too. You can see how much wood was here. It actually built this structure up, so it was pretty good size till it started falling apart. You can see they framed it a little bit to keep it together. They put some new lumber because they like to preserve them and keep them up a little bit. So before this one fell all the way down, they just put it back up. All right, so here's the old cars we were talking about. You can see the shacks are right over there and head frames off in the distance on the skyline. Look at this one, it's all jacked up on wood. Still some chrome shining in there on that steering wheel. And the seats have turned into rats' nests. Again, if anybody knows what that is, let me know, because I don't. Here's a sedan over there we'll take a look at. Look at this one here. Trunk on it. More rat's nest. Steering wheel with the chrome still shining. And this one has the motor. You generally don't see the motor in them. That one's still there. Looks like a couple good fenders still on it, and the running boards. Let me know what those are. This looks like 50s to me. And there's a miner shack behind it, like an old shack. Maybe. That's definitely a V8 in there. It's amazing. The new cars, the chrome they don't even hardly use chrome, or it doesn't last, and this old chrome's just still shining. And there's the shack. So maybe whoever lived in these shacks, maybe this is their dwelling, and these cars, they just, as they broke down and quit running, they just parked them here. There's another motor laying over there, and the hood to one of them right over here. Now I am standing in front of the original Santa Fe Club Saloon. Now this was built in 1905. As you can see, it says so right there on the sign. And this has been open since. Now this has, if I'm not mistaken, 8 hotel rooms. And this is the saloon part. The hotel rooms are right up this wood walkway over here. And the owner of this saloon originally was killed in a gunfight right here in Goldfield. And the subsequent owners have managed to keep it open. It is not open today. Goldfield, for a Saturday, is absolutely shuttered. We have not found anything open. And I really would have liked to have gone into these original buildings. I just don't understand the not being open on Saturday thing. There are a lot of people traveling here. There you go. 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So nobody wants to open up for lunchtime hours. So there it is, the saloon. All original. Now this was built out here closer to the mining districts out here, as you can see. And the reason it was is to be closer to the mining operation. But at the same time, this made it through the flood. And it also made it through the fire of 1923 because it was built outside of the town area. And this would be where the hotel rooms are, right up here. Mining car right there. When you think of the Old West, this is the style house you think of for sure. This is right here outside the mining district as well. That is awesome. There's another one here right next to it. This is an old box car. Wow. Look at that. And they've tarped the old box car. Keep the water from going in. I don't know if that's working. Quite a few holes. You can see off in the distance, all back here is old miners' cabins and shacks where people lived. And again, this is really suspiciously close to the mining district. And the head frames that are right up there. See the head frame over this way? This thing is in pretty darn good condition. I think this could be restored. I mean, that's like almost all there.
Less than 3-4% actually make their entire living off of their profession. It's a
Now this was the engine that ran from Bullfrog and Goldfield. Now Bullfrog, you may have seen some of our videos with Bullfrog, Nevada. And we referenced the fact that the tracks went right through there to Rhyolite for all of the mining to bring the ore out and people. So what this is the actual locomotive that ran on that railroad between Goldfield and, of course, Bullfrog.
A really nice looking one of the engine. Well, yeah, people like, you know, they talk about the golden hour. For me, it's actually 15 minutes of constantly changing light. It's just really tough.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, morning better than evening or
Well, I'm not sure.
And this is one of the old buildings. You can see the trusses, and they're trying to build it up. Now this area is full of things that are about half done. And the rail cars over here are full of old windows from in town. And all the buildings are just full of antiques and pieces of this town that were left here. And this is a good example of that. So they're building a whole Old West front right in front of me. That's just literally one wall. It looks like it would come down, but it's put up with large telephone poles in the ground to erect it and get it back up. But look at the old fenders and pieces of cars. Those are all front ends, so like old T, I guess, like Model T kind of an era. And it's just old pieces of cars. Look at the fenders. And these are all like the seating area, so front seats. Fans off old windmills, wind fans. And almost a complete car there. As you can see, in shortage, no shortage of old trucks. But look at the old frames too. They've just dismantled all these cars into pieces. Wheels over there and tires, and a whole bunch of bins of bottles. These are all old miner shacks in the backside of those Old West homes that we were looking at. It's amazing. There's so much to see. I could film out here for hours and probably put you to sleep with everything I'm seeing here, but my gosh, everything is like it was originally in the rail cars. Old wooden rail cars just hiding back here with the engine right there. And here's that engine from this side, a little better view. You can see there. Is that maybe where they used to put the coal? Look how large that is. I can't believe that used to run back in early 1900 all the way from here all the way to Bullfrog and Rhyolite and pick up all that ore and bring supplies in. And that's a huge old building, probably part of the mining district, part of the garage, and it's fallen down. They've taken the trusses, put them on the ground. This is a big garage right here next to it. Every one of these buildings are just jam-packed with old antiques and things. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught something over here. Take a look at this. I could have swore I saw one of these on like a road show or something where they were finding these. But is that an actual motorcycle or did somebody build that? Because look at the, if anybody knows about that, let me know. You see where you engage it there. Almost like bike wheels on it. I don't know if somebody built that, but I've seen motorcycles that were similar. I think that's an old bike with a motor and the old gas tank on the back. But I've seen motorcycles that were similar. Old sewing machine.
Now this adventure just gets better and better. And that's why in our next video, we're going to be in Goldfield, Nevada proper, right downtown with all those historic buildings. Now Goldfield has a tremendous history, as it was hit with a tragic flood and fire. And we're going to share that information with you in the next video. We hope you enjoyed this adventure to Goldfield, Nevada in the mining district. Until our next adventure, goodbye from Weekend Escapades, and we'll see you in the next one.